What is good, everybody? Welcome to today's video. Before I talk about this subject, I want to give you a backstory of me. I started training straight out of high school when I was 17 years old. I've been training for the past 5 years of my life. I've dedicated so many hours to this craft, and I've trained over 400 to 500 people on this specific subject. So I'm not just talking just to talk. I've seen people change. I've seen people fail. I've seen people at their lowest and their highest through this. I've seen it all, so let's talk about it. What sparked me to make this video, one of my neighbors was having a medical emergency. They're not the healthiest people in the world. So it made me think like this probably could have been preventable, and no one ever wants to talk about it until it's too late. Until you have to have that hip replacement, until you have that heart attack, until you have a medical problem that makes you actually want to think and talk about it, you guys just push it to the side. It doesn't exist. But the problem is, in this world, in America, is our health isn't a priority anymore. It's the last thing on people's minds. You're worried about your family. You're worried about your business. You're worried about how far behind you are on bills. But what you don't realize is how far your health is going down. Health doesn't just tie into how you feel physically. It ties into the quality of your thoughts. It ties into your lifestyle. It ties into your gut. Your gut holds at least 90% of your serotonin. So how do you expect to feel good on the daily if you're feeding yourself McDonald's? I did something with myself for the longest time. I didn't eat any fast food, right? I was eating straight whole foods. I was dialed on my diet, and I finally went and I binged McDonald's and Dairy Queen. I just wanted to see how it felt. I genuinely was wanting to see how these foods make you feel, because the more you eat clean, the better your life develops. I'm telling you, it's the only thing in this life that will save you, and it will save your mental health. It will save how you feel on the daily, is getting healthy again. I've seen it. I've seen grown men deal with addiction, grown men be so overweight because in your mind, you don't think it's possible to enact change in your life. You think it's something that cannot be done until you go out there and do it. There's a switch that flips in your mind when you go out and you actually create that version of yourself from the body that you truly want. It's the only thing you can't be bought or given is that body. You have to work for it, brother. You have to work for it. That's how you build the discipline you need in your life, is right now by getting fit. You don't want to be having hip replacements and joint replacements when you're older just because you failed to keep yourself healthy. And most of you guys are going to be like, balance, you can still eat whatever you want. You can still do that. No, you cannot. America is the feeding ground for comfort. We are the most comfortable nation in the world, and that is why we are so obese. That is why everybody here is unhealthy. People look at me like I'm a health nerd. No, I'm just an average person when it comes to health. Sure, I might run and lift heavy and do the exercise unaverage, but as far as nutrition, I eat slightly above average. 95% of the time, I'm eating ground beef or a steak. I'm not sitting here cooking to a T. I suck at cooking. But the thing is, you could literally get anything from a grocery store that's in the meat aisle, that's not processed, that's produce, meat, anything, fish, and you would feel 10 times better than eating McDonald's, bro. And so many people on here is going to be like, it's expensive. I don't make that much money. I really don't. I go to Aldi and spend maybe $100 a week max. And you're going to be like, oh, I have kids. I've heard these excuses. Like I said, I've trained over 300 to 400 people on this subject. Get 2 pounds of beef, $8, a box of pasta. Or even if that's too much for you, too many calories, get some rice or get some, fruit. You can eat just meat and fruit. You know that, right? That's a $10 meal for you and your kids. Your kids will get more beneficial from that red meat. But I'm not here to talk about what you should do with your kids. I'm here to talk about you need to get healthy. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. You need to get healthy. You need to prioritize your health. You need to prioritize how your kids are going to look up to you. Your kids should be the number one thing of how they look up. You know, they're going to look up and be like, my mom, my dad is strong. They're ripped. They're in good physique. How you treat yourself all comes down to your nutrition. How are you supposed to control what goes on up here if you can't control what goes in your mouth, brother? You can't. That's the thing. That's the number one building block to this life. You know, look at people 100 years ago. There wasn't that many overweight people. And you know why there is now? Because these ingredients are cheaper, bro. It's cheaper. It's all business. Start looking at everything. It's all a business. That restaurant you go out to and you spend $25 a meal, it's a business. They're trying to make money off of you. You know, probably the least money-making business as far as food is going to be a grocery store. Sure, they still profit millions of dollars. I'm not saying that. I'm saying everything else is competing off of your dopamine, off of your choices on your day-to-day life. If you want to change your life, you have to change what you're feeding yourself. You have to change what you think of yourself, which comes from choosing a different route in your life than what you're at now. You have to. You have to. You've been on this path for so long, and look at where it has got you. Oh my gosh, that car's going crazy. But what I'm saying is, lock in. Trust me, if you don't believe me, watch my Instagram. I eat this way. I train this way. I live this way. I've seen it happen. You can ask anybody that's accomplished anything great. What is the most successful thing they've done? And most of the time, they're going to tell you their physique because they did not buy it. They did not be given it. They had to work for it. And even if you're broke right now, even if you're at rock bottom, the one thing you could always work on, even if you're lost, is you. You can always work on you. There's always more to develop inside of yourself. There's always more adversity you can put on yourself to grow as an individual. You can continue to grow even if you're lost in your life. It does not always have to be focused on career and all these other things, making money. It can be just on your self-development. It can be on just your nutrition, your workouts, getting more sleep. You need to round those areas as well. So even if you're lost and you don't know where to start with your nutrition, start from the bottom. Start by just getting things out of your house that you don't need anymore. If you don't buy it, it's not there for you to eat. And that's the biggest mental battle. Sometimes I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. I struggle. When I go in the store, I've had to relearn how to grocery shop. I grew up in the South. We're based on cornbread, sausage and gravy biscuits, and just McDonald's, bro. That's all we have here. That's all we have. I had to reteach myself how to eat. I had to reteach myself how to grocery shop. And I'm just some dumb 22-year-old kid just sitting here in front of a screen. But I took it upon myself to change my life. That's what I did do. And you can do that too. When you go in the grocery store and you're looking at food, you have to win the 1 second decision. I preach this all the time. It's a perfect concept for anything in your life. Whether you're overthinking, 1 second decision, go and do it. Whether you are thinking about getting some junk food, 1 second decision, go and get something healthy. Whether you're thinking about giving into a vice like alcohol, the hub, anything like that, 1 second decision, get up and do something with your life. 1 second decision, get up out of your bed and go and get after it. 1 second decision, shut off your phone and go to sleep. The 1 second decision can change your life, but you must stay consistent. You must stay consistent. You might struggle out the gate. I understand that. One of the least amount of things I want to do is go and run every day. I love working out. It's the most amazing thing in the world. Once you start to see progress within your body, you start to see progress within your mind. You start to see progress everywhere in your life. It's a giant system feeding each other. But the thing is, when I don't want to run, I get up anyways. I just lace my shoes up and get out the door. Once you get out the door and you get your heart rate going and those thoughts go away, that's when you can win. That's when you're primed. You have to prime yourself to actually go all in on something. You're not just going to be the best at it from the start, bro. You're not going to be the best. But what you can is be the most hardworking. What you can control is how you show up each and every day and try to just improve, even if it's just 0.25% more, even if it's just optimizing what you're already doing, just taking one step forward. And if you're at rock bottom right now with your nutrition, with your workouts, with anything in your life, wake up tomorrow and just fight to just incorporate something good. If you're eating junk food, eat one good meal. If you're sleeping in, wake up 30 minutes earlier. If you're not working out, go for a walk. Start small, and then you build off the wins. You build off the daily wins where you show up and you don't want to. Because it doesn't matter how you show up on the days that you feel good. A real man is introduced when adversity is placed upon him. So you must introduce yourself to that new version of you that shows up when adversity is at its highest. When it's not pretty outside and it's rainy and it's cold. We're about to be in wintertime. You ever thought about that? It's only going to get harder from here. That's why you see so many people that are like, New Year's resolution. First night, they're getting drunk. First night, they're sleeping in. This cannot be you. I don't want you to be watching videos like this anymore. I want you to be watching videos on how to get better from these subjects. I want you to take initiative from this video. And I hope you genuinely understand this life is too short for you not to be healthy. This life is too short for you not to be improving yourself each and every day. You have a clock on your wrist that has your expiry date on it, and you have no idea when it is. And you're living life lavishly like it is not going to be taken from you. This life is a testing ground. You are before God right now in a testing ground, trying to become the best version of yourself, and you're slacking right now. You're slacking, but it's okay because you're taking initiative. So I love you guys. Go after the best version of yourself. You know, if you need to talk about nutrition training, just book a free call with me. I'll be sure to help you out. I need you to take initiative from this. This is my purpose. I live for this. I love you guys. Subscribe so you see me again. Like this video if it helped you. I need this message to be seen. And yeah, stay blessed. We out.